it's Yara here, and this is a great pleasure for me to welcome everyone who's joining us now live or who'll watch this interview in the recording. So today I have a special guest, Janette, and I would love to you all guys know Janette better, to know her aspirations, her professional ideas. She works as a journalist, as a media personality, as a podcast host, and I'm super thrilled to give and share all her experience with you all guys, because she's extremely passionate about what she's doing. So I hope this passion will be familiar to you, and you will use it as a sparkle to start your own way, because we all had day one in our life. We can remember that day, and if this is going to be your day one, it's going to be awesome for everyone. So I expect Janette to be a huge ton of inspiration and a huge support for everyone out there who wants to start their journey right over media, and wherever the country you are in, that's a great way to start joining our course as well. Janette has already been a successful TV presenter, so now we'll be able to know better what are Janette's goals as of now, because you remember, who knows me better than anyone else, you know me, that I usually push the idea that we can, all of us, we can start our career whatever age we are and whatever location we are in. So that's an amazing opportunities out there. If you start your media career as of 2024, you have an amazing bunch of tools, since you have your social media, you have your accounts. So I'll be happy to welcome Janette here. So Janette, if you're here, just send me the request and we'll be together. So meanwhile, I would love to hear your goals, guys. So what do you want to start from? What do you want to use as your platform? Because we have had amazing ideas and amazing opportunities to start live streams, to start video posting, and I know a lot of experts who really are super good in their fields, but they need to enhance and fuel their presentations with media skills. So I hope that Janette today will give us the ideas how she started, when she started, and how she received a lot of awards in terms of her presentation and her show. So let's wait for Janette and see what she has to say to us. So meanwhile, I'll be happy to hear your goals, your achievements in media if you have started. So I see Janette now. Hi, Janette, just hit the request button and we'll be together. It's amazing to have you here, and that's a great chance for all of us to hear your journey, your goals, your aspiration. Hi, Janette.
Hi, Zara. So nice to see you.
Good to see you here. So, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
I'm great. So I hope and I know that the live streams or whatever broadcasting is not a new thing to you. So tell us more about how is it like to be a media personality in Canada and worldwide. How did you start this journey?
I originally started as a publicist and moved from behind the cameras to in front of the cameras. And I did so because even though I was good as a publicist and I had a boutique firm called Primetime PR in the Toronto area, in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, I did not love being a publicist.
Okay.
There you go. I spent 15 years almost doing something I did not really love. And I started when I was in university. I started very, very young. But what I did discover in that role is that there was one piece of it I really liked doing. And that was preparing guests to go on a media tour or speaking tour. So doing like the media training part, which is a very specific end of being in the PR field. So what I did was I wound up hiring somebody, because I had a company for many years called Primetime PR, which was a boutique PR company. And what happened was I hired somebody to handle the pitches for me. So they would follow my lead and do the pitching to get the client on print, radio, TV, whatever they could secure. That led me time to go out and be a figurehead for the company. So I started to go on my own speaking and media tour. And I wound up doing, like, I had like a column in a business publication for 4 years, front or back page, top 800 to 1,000 words every month. Then I start writing for another publication. Then I got asked to be a guest commentator. And after that, I got offered to be a co-host on the flagship show for the network. And wouldn't you know, Zara, I came alive. I found my true
That's
calling, and I
phenomenal.
and I
That's truly
knew
awesome.
I was meant to be in front of the camera, not behind the camera. So I immediately developed myself as I developed myself as an online media personality. I was offered to go from being a co-host to having my own show, and I jumped 3 networks in between, and then I wound up starting my own show on my own network, developing my own business.
So how many years so far have you spent in media?
14, 15 years. I think it's
Amazing.
15 years.
That's amazing, because that's a great, you opened the door for all the women out there not to quit dreaming about their fantastic, phenomenal careers in media. This is why I always tell people that no matter what age you are, no matter what background you come from and what country you come from, every time you feel passionate about like doing something in front of the camera, you need to crush it and you need to start doing that. So so I assume you were brave enough to start doing this, unlike all other people who are still, struggling. So now I know you have a podcast or a show which is awarded. Tell me more about what are you doing as of now?
Well, it's actually Janette's TV podcast is a digital TV show and podcast. We're on multiple platforms. We cater to savvy women over 40. We feature lifestyle, entertainment, and cultural content. And we also do a segment for products, for luxury goods, because our audience loves luxury and travel and all those sort of things. So what I do now is 3 segments a week. The main segment, which is the episode of the week, some of that's pre-taped, like for months in advance. And then on Mondays, I record 3 other segments, which go out every week. One is called Janette's Tips and Sips. That's the product-based one. That's we cover a different product every week. We give must-have products and tips and demos, and it's like a girl talk type of thing. And there's an affiliate sponsor with it, so we do that for one segment. The other segment is called Janette's Take On. Okay. And that is where I tackle world issues or events and media and marketing topics that are on everyone's mind, dare I say, lips. And I tackle that as a solo thing. And then I also have Q&A with Janette. That's the audience segment, be it a viewer or listener, that you can come and ask me questions about my life and about my career in media, and before that in PR, and maybe how media can help you grow your business, or how you can be better on camera, how to get into the media. And even things you can ask me, like if you're a woman in an industry where you feel that you don't have enough respect, or you're being dominated or something, you can ask me how to overcome that, because I went through that. One of the reasons I left traditional media and studios behind was because of sexism and the fact that I couldn't do anything for myself. Everything had to go through the studio. And even things like I wanted to go to TIFF, Toronto International Film Festival, which I got us into, and my producer made me pay for my own camera to go to TIFF. And so, all these things after a while added up, and I wound up leaving and becoming an independent with no network backing because of it. So, so these are the things you can ask me. You can also ask me as a woman, how do you balance your professional and personal life out? And you know, Zara, that's a big one because it ain't easy. You were in this business too. It's an all
Absolutely.
enveloping business that takes up a hell of a lot of my time and energy. And so how do you balance your professional and business life out when you're in a situation where you're in a very demanding career, which also
World.
happens to be a business where you're on the
Yeah,
hook?
and every time these career and family questions, they are like ongoing questions, and I usually got sometimes I even got not a question, but as a statement. Well, Yara, you know, you don't have like a family, and I say, why do you think so? And they say because you're super active, you're everywhere. That means you cannot have this balance. That's why this is an amazing topic to talk about, and I am really giving you the great shout out for doing that.
Thank
What
you.
about the interview part? So when are those episodes when you feature some people explore their projects? It's when the main episode comes of the week, or you have a separate idea for that?
The main episode of the week generally involves usually either a celebrity or a celebrity in their field, like a high-end CEO, founder, maybe the odd book author, because we cover lifestyle, entertainment, and cultural topics. They are planned months in advance, months in advance. So we have like a queue, and the episodes go into the queue, and then they have a release date attached to them because I'm releasing anywhere from 35 to 60 episodes a year just on the main episode, Janette's TV podcast episode, never mind the sub segments. So they go into a queue, and then what happens is we edit. Like I have an editor, I have a videographer, whatever. I have actually two that work for me. I used to have a staff of 8. Now I'm down to about 4. And so it's a process. We have like this whole process we go through every single week, and it has to work like clockwork because every Monday is when the new episodes and segments get released, and it goes into our online magazine, which is called Savvy by Janette's TV podcast. So we have the online magazine division, we have the TV show digital, and we have the podcast. And everything's got to be lined up, ready to go for every Monday. So we actually have to backtrack a good 4 days before that to line everything up and make sure it all fits and has a theme and everything. And I actually write that publication myself every single week and pick what's going to go in it from our filmed episodes and segments. So it's actually a lot of work, Zara. You probably know
It's an
how.
amazing schedule. I am just, hands down. That's an amazing work you're doing, and this is a quite an surprising story that you found this time for classes as well, developing yourself. So tell me more. What brought you to our course, and what are your expectations for people just to know what can they expect?
So what brought me to your course is that I was looking. See, I live in Canada, as you pointed out. I'm in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. And while it's a really great place, and you know, there's more production in Toronto and Vancouver than ever before, I want my show bigger in the US. And my goal is to get my show syndicated in the US on like a network, possibly like Roku or something like that, Apple, whatever, Firefox. And also, I want to do more correspondent work with American companies that are either network TV or companies that, you know, have sort of a foot in the door like a network, so that they could maybe send me to cover red carpets. Like I want to always, my dream was to go to LA and do the Oscars.
Oscars,
And
Emmy, prime time as well.
yes, and I wanted to go to Cannes to do the Cannes Film Festival, or maybe even Venice to do the Venice Film Festival, or New York. All these big dreams of mine, they require contacts, time, effort, and money. And I wanted to become more connected as a correspondent so that I wouldn't be the one carrying it all, you know, on my own, even though I am an independent. I came to you because I read up about MediaStar TV. And then I read up about you. And then I had a call with you.
Yeah.
And I thought, I think if I work with Yara, she can teach me things I don't know. And I also thought that maybe I could develop some contacts to get these correspondent deals going so I could get to the United States. That's the truth of it.
Amazing. That's music to my ears.
Okay.
Tell me, Janette, that's great. Such a great example for all people that what I believe in, if the professional is a true professional, right? So the real life. So you always learn, you always educate yourself. So what we are just started, right? So we have just started. So what is the main thing new to you? Maybe you catch some new ideas, new skills you haven't heard before since being like a lot of time in media.
Yes,
What is this?
actually. So I'm going to be completely blatantly honest here, and I'm kind of taking a huge vulnerable risk by telling you that I am a self-taught producer and media person. I did not go to school to become a broadcast journalist or radio and TV journalism. I took the PR course after I left law school. And so I was always feeling inferior, like as good as I am and as much as I've accomplished and as much as I've taught myself, I always felt like maybe I missed the boat a little bit in opportunities because I didn't have a formal training in radio and TV and broadcast journalism. Anyway, I came to your course and I've learned so much, but even last week, I want to tell you the main things that really popped out for me. I didn't know anything about this: be a king, be a
Archetypes.
hero, be
Right.
a mother. Okay. I just do it naturally, and I didn't know there was a name for it. Right. I didn't know about that. But after doing that class, I discovered that I have a style, a certain
Yes.
style about me, and I can kind of swing it either between a hero or
A
or I know you called
king,
it a king, but
queen.
I called it a queen, and I can swing between the two quite effortlessly. It's when and it's not that I don't have the ability to be a nurturing, caring person, because I have that in me too, in a natural affinity. But the mother style on TV, on camera, is not my first forte.
And
It's
it's
not my.
such an important conclusion to come to,
Mm.
right? To know
It's
that.
not. I'm telling you the truth. It's not my natural instinctive style of performing. It doesn't mean I can't do it, but first of all, you turned me on to it because I didn't even know about that type of thing.
Yeah.
And even though there have been times throughout my various segments and my various interviews where I've been rather empathetic, it's not my natural instinctive thing. It's like I'm much more of a queen or a hero. And I guess learning that from you has opened my eyes.
I am super happy to hear that, Janette. And we are about to jump into our next class just in 2 minutes. So I am truly like grateful and appreciate your time and your story, because I believe that this story for us, for women who need to be like struggling for our dreams to achieving, like thriving more. And this is an amazing story to start from. So thank you, Janette, for being with us
Thank
today
you.
and for being with us in the course. And I wish all your dreams come true as soon as possible. We'll do all for that. Thank you again.
Thank you, Zara. And I know with you on my side, they're certainly going to come a lot closer.
Thank you, Janette. Bye bye. See you next time in the next live stream, hopefully.
I hope so.
Bye bye.